that she be allowed to propound questions to the defense witness, the Honorable Miriam-Tiangco. May we request that Representative Tiangco be allowed to retake the witness stand.
Is the Honorable Congressman here? Please take the witness stand
Your Honor.
and testify under the same oath. And the gentle lady from Iloilo has the floor. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. I beg the indulgence of our colleagues, and particularly the President, in that I cannot be as succinct as I want to be this afternoon, because I'm feeling particularly unwell. But since I made the reservation, I had to come. Mr. Witness, your haircut alone indicates that you are an iconoclast.
Ma'am, can you please define iconoclast?
Yes.
I do not know.
An iconoclast is a person who goes around in a sacred temple, smashing all that he thinks are false idols.
Ma'am, Your Honor, should I comment or?
No.
Okay. No, but Your Honor, before you proceed, if I may be allowed.
Yes, please.
I would like to the Honorable Court. I would like to make an apology because of what happened yesterday. There were pictures in the newspaper that showed me without my shoes on and with my socks sitting down there. I did not mean to demean this Honorable Court or to show disrespect to this Honorable Court by removing my shoes, Your Honor. I was just tired. I wanted to relax a bit. So during recess, I took off my shoes. So I apologize to the whole impeachment court, Your Honor.
The court understands, so you may proceed.
Buti na lang ho hindi butas yung medyas.
If it were up to me, I would also accept your apology, considering that you probably wanted to preserve the quality of your leatherware. Maybe that has to do with the fact that you have not received your PDAF.
Ma'am, I have received it, but it was delayed, Your Honor.
Yes. Mr. Witness, you are an adverse witness, meaning to say you should logically belong to the prosecution panel, but you are testifying as a witness for the defense panel. So you are in a peculiar situation. There are two differences between an ordinary witness and an adverse or hostile witness. The first is procedural. On direct examination, an ordinary witness cannot be asked a leading question. But, by contrast, on direct examination, an adverse witness can be asked a leading question by the panel to which is presenting him. That is the main difference. I was surprised to read and hear yesterday that someone said, objection to the question it is leading. There can be no leading question objected to in the case of an adverse witness. Precisely, he is adverse, and so the lawyer presenting him is allowed to ask leading questions so that the lawyer can continue to control the proceedings. That is the procedural distinction. The second is the more important distinction. The distinction is this. The testimony of an adverse witness carries far more weight than the testimony of an ordinary witness. Why? Because an adverse witness testifies in a positive way. Normally, the prosecution tells a story or makes allegations, and the defense counters with a negative reaction by saying, no, 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 none of those happened. But in the case of an adverse witness, since the witness is adverse, what he says carries great weight. So, since in effect, he is testifying against self-interest. Normally, you would not testify against your own colleagues unless you are a sociopath. But there must therefore be a very strong motivation for you to testify. And if you cannot be impeached, then the rules of court will apply as interpreted by the Supreme Court. Our Supreme Court has ruled testimony is positive when the witness affirms that a fact did or did not occur, and negative when he says that he did not see or know of the factual occurrence. I've already said your testimony is positive. Normally, you'd expect negative testimony from the defense. And that is why I now invoke the very classic rule. It is well settled that an affirmative testimony is far stronger than negative testimony, especially so when it comes from the mouth of a credible witness. The Supreme Court has qualified that rule by saying evidence to be credible must not only proceed from the mouth of a credible witness, but the evidence that he testifies to must conform to natural habits and natural occurrences and behavioral patterns. So I've taken the trouble of requesting for your resume. You finished both elementary and high school in Xavier School. Presumably
Yes,
you were
Your
not.
Honor.
Yes, you confirmed that, and you finished management in Ateneo.
Yes, Your
And
Honor.
in fact, you even went to management first before you went to public service. And
Yes,
then,
Your Honor.
what I am most impressed with is that you received the following awards. You do not need to confirm this, but if you wish to deny it, then of course you should. Most Outstanding Vice Mayor in Metro Manila 2000. Most Outstanding Mayor in Metro Manila 2001. National Achievers for Young Professionals in the Field of Public Service. One of the 10 most outstanding municipal mayors in the Philippines 2002. The Outstanding Young Men, or TOYM. Now, we will now have to see whether, since you appear to be a credible witness, what you describe is pursuant to natural patterns of behavior of an ordinary man, the so-called reasonable man in law. So let me just raise a few points, very few points. The only way that the prosecution can impeach you as a witness, meaning to say can prove that you are lying under oath, and therefore that your testimony should be completely disregarded, the only way that they can impeach you has already been pointed out by the Supreme Court. The court said, it is well settled that if the defense fails to prove any nefarious motive on the part of one who testifies, I should amend that by saying, it is well settled that if the panel that fails to prove any nefarious motive on the part of one who testifies against the accused or against the prosecution, the presumption is that the witness has not been so moved and that his testimony should thereby be accorded faith and credit. In other words, what the Supreme Court means is, if he seems credible and what he's testifying to seems also credible, the only way you can prove that he's a liar is to show that he has a nefarious motive. Therefore, I will ask you this question. Have you ever had a run-in with the administration in the political context? Have you ever had any major disagreement? I understand that you resigned from the majority, you delivered a privileged speech about the matter that you testified to yesterday. So the question is, what makes you tick? What is your motivation? Do you have any?
My only motivation, Your Honor, to appear before this impeachment court was precisely the privilege speech. Because doon ho sa privilege speech, may parliamentary immunity ho tayo. So, gusto ko lang siguraduhin, siyempre I have to think forward, Your Honor, na hindi ho ito magamit sa akin later on na sabihin na nagsinungaling ho ako sa privilege speech ko. So, the best way for me to prove na kaya kong panindigan yung privilege speech ko is manimbaho ako dito sa korte nito at sabihin na ang sinasabi ko ho ay ang katotohanan at ang buong katotohanan. Kung ang tanong niyo sa akin is if I've had any
Nefarious motive is the way the Supreme Court put it.
Hindi, yung hindi ayos na
Any
disagreement, wala ho, sa akin ho, wala ho akong alam. Ang ano lang ho, I don't know if you will call this a disagreement. Siguro naman we are free to vote whatever we think of. Nung Merceditas Gutierrez impeachment, hindi ho ako nakumbinsing may probable cause. So hindi ho ako bumoto doon. That was an administration measure. Doon ho sa ARMM postponement, hindi rin ho ako bumoto kahit yun a administration measure dahil may iba ho akong I am not a lawyer, Your Honor, but there were issues there that I didn't believe na dapat ma-postpone yung ARMM
All right,
elections.
let me think of some other motive.
Yes,
because you
ma'am.
sound too good to be true. You don't have any political disagreement with the administration, according to you.
No, Your
That,
Honor.
of course, remains to be tested. Do you have any business relations with the leading members of the administration or any of their families that could have solved
With this administration?
Yes.
No, Your Honor.
No. Do you intend to run for senator and therefore obtain publicity through these proceedings?
On record and in front of the whole Filipino people, I will say this. I have 2 more terms as Congressman of Navotas. I will finish my term as Congressman of Navotas. So in 2013 and 2016, in front of the Filipino people, in front of all of you, I am saying I will just run in my former post as Congressman of Navotas. If I may explain, Your Honor.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Alam niyo ho, nung kinalaban ko ho si GMA ng 9.5 years, hindi ho ako iniwanan ng mga mamamayan sa Navotas. Kahit pinahirapan ho ako nung 9.5 years dahil kalaban ko ho si GMA, binoto pa rin ho nila ako ng mayor ng 3 beses. So, yan ho ay utang ko sa kanila. So, ganun ho. So, ito ho ay pangako ko sa lahat ng nakikinig ngayon. Kung tumakbo ho ako ng senador before 2016, tawagin niyo ho akong sinungaling. But after 2016, when I'm turned out already, I will have to find an option for myself, Your Honor.
Of course. So you were an arch enemy of Gloria Arroyo, and one of the reasons alleged here in impeachment proceedings is that the Chief Justice should be removed because he is too close or too intimate with Gloria Arroyo. And yet you are saying now that you were an arch enemy politically of President Arroyo. Is that a fair summary of
That's very accurate, Your Honor. It is not personal. It started, Your Honor, when the impeachment, when yung hindi po natapos yung impeachment, nung nag-walk out. I don't want to offend anyone, Your Honor, but I will state what.
Oh, feel free to offend me
No.
if you want to.
No, Your Honor, what I'm trying to say, ay, wag na ho, kasi nandito ho yung ibang mga nag-walk out nun eh.
All right, well, my next question.
Okay, I will apologize. No, this is a difference of opinion, but I hope my opinion is respected. No.
You notice, of course, that I'm trying to test your credibility.
Yes.
You testified that you
Yes.
attended this all-majority caucus.
No, ma'am, can I finish the?
It's not really necessary. Otherwise, the two of us will take too long.
Okay.
It will be unfair
Okay.
to others. You said that you attended the majority caucus, and there you were already suspicious that you might not be able to reach a conclusion that would enable you to sign the impeachment complaint. You gave several reasons.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. Did you do or say anything in that caucus to indicate that you disagreed with what they were planning to do?
Ma'am, Your Honor, we were not allowed to ask questions. Only 2 persons were able to make singit their questions, and that was Congressman Seth
Biason?
Biason and Congressman Rufus. After that, Congressman Mandana stood up. Actually, I was reading the rules because I wanted to stand up, but no one was allowed to ask questions, Your Honor.
Oh, so you're prohibited.
It was stated by the speaker, sabi ho niya, pagkatapos ng PowerPoint presentation, yung mga gustong pumirma, yung mga ayaw pumirma,
All right.
bahala kayo, huwag kayong pumirma. Pero this is non-debatable, no
Yes.
questions will be entertained, Your Honor.
All right. I was trying to see whether the rule of admission by silence applies to you. Since, under the rules of court, if you are present in something that you now denounce and you did not say or do anything, that is considered admission by silence. But now you are saying that does not apply to you because there was a rule or a policy that no questions would be entertained. Is that so?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. Now, you have in fact, in the transcript that has just been distributed to us, you have in effect stated that you felt under threat to sign the complaint. You said so categorically.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, I will read to you excerpts from RA number 39.